Hey everyone, welcome to my Civ 6 mini tutorial. I thought it'd be fun to put together a little tutorial for beginners, help them learn some of the game basics, some of the basic mechanics, stuff like that. But I also have another motive. I have a personal friend who's considering buying the game, but he just doesn't know if it's worth his time and his money. So this video is to show him that it's worth it. I mean, what better thing could you be doing than playing Civ 6, right? What else could possibly be better? No. But help me out, comment below, and share your favorite things about the game. Okay, so first, what is Civ 6? It's basically a huge digital board game, sort of like Settlers of Catan. You start with a settler and a warrior, just 2 units, and through time you grow into a massive empire, hopefully, or you get conquered. No. Along the way you have to make a lot of different decisions. Should I settle here? Move over here? Should I scout this part of the land or that part? Should I befriend a neighbor or declare war on them, pillage them, steal their land, all that? Your opponents will be making the same decisions about you, whether they're AI or human players. You can do multiplayer, of course, with other people. But they're making the same decisions about you, what to do with you. And how good you do basically depends on how good your decisions are. Everything has opportunity costs, whether it's buildings, units, wars, alliances. There's always a cost to everything in this game. Always something else you have to give up to get what you want. And it's up to you to decide what's worth it, basically. Maybe you need a granary, you're running out of food and housing, but you need an extra swordsman more so you can go and conquer an enemy city. You need a builder to improve your land, but land is being settled quickly by your opponents, maybe. And you might consider a settler first. One of the first questions is, how do you win? So there's 6 different ways to win. There's the science victory. For that, you have to land an expedition on the exoplanet. You focus on generating a lot of science, building lots of campuses, libraries, universities, progressing through the technology tree, which is here, as quickly as possible. And then at the end of the game, you have to launch certain space projects. So you start with the Earth satellite here, and then you work up to the moon landing, Mars colony, and then on to the exoplanet expedition. Then there's the culture victory. This one, you have to attract more total foreign tourists to your land than any other single opponent attracts domestic tourists to their own land. You focus on generating lots of tourism and culture, building lots of theater squares, wonders, recruiting great people who provide great works. So it's a bit different, different focus there. You want to progress through the civic tree, which is similar to the technology tree, but more government oriented. There's the domination victory. That's where you go and you conquer every foreign capital on the map. Out there somewhere in the fog, you can't see them right now, but out there somewhere are your opponents. You'll meet them later in the game, and you have to conquer every foreign capital to win a domination victory. So a lot of the focus is on getting advanced military units. So you would focus on the technology tree on acquiring maybe legions, horsemen, and not just acquiring them, but getting them earlier than your opponents. Because if your opponents have these or better units, the war isn't going to be very successful. So it's all about prioritization. Even with a domination victory, there's a lot of that. The religious victory is sort of similar. You basically have to convert all the other civilizations to your religion. So you focus on generating lots of faith, and then using that to acquire missionaries and apostles who you can use to spread your religion. Then there's the diplomatic victory. For that one, you have to acquire enough diplomacy points by manipulating the World Congress, which comes up about in the mid-game. And so you get diplomatic favor throughout the game, and you use this to manipulate the World Congress to your favor. Score victory is pretty rare. That's only if the game continues the full number of turns. In that case, the player with the highest score wins. I've never actually had this happen. In every other case, somebody always wins by some other victory type before that. So those are the ways you win. Here's a game I was playing, bigger empire with a bunch of different cities. So let's look at St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg has 13 citizens, and each citizen works a tile. And every turn, the citizen gives the city the yields on that tile. So this citizen is giving 2 food, 3 production, and 1 faith per turn. And it's when you add all the citizens up, it adds up to 38 food, about 35 production, and the food goes toward growing more citizens, and then the production goes toward making buildings and units and stuff like that, which you can choose over here. Right now I'm working on an art museum here. It costs 290 production. I'm generating 35 production per turn here. I'm about halfway through it, and so it's going to take me about 4 more turns to finish the art museum. Science and culture are similar. Science is up here in the blue, culture is in the purple. So you generate, right now I'm generating 69 science per turn and 250 culture per turn. The science is applied to the tech tree every turn. You choose what technology you want. Each technology gives you certain things, like education gives you universities. And so for gunpowder, it's 600 science to research. I'm generating 69 per turn, so it's going to take 9 turns. And then same idea on the civic tree. So the Enlightenment is 720 culture. I have a little boost going here, which discounts it. So at this rate, it's going to take me 2 turns. Okay, let's get into the game a little bit. Today I'm going to demonstrate a legion rush. So I need to research ironworking and get legions, and then build several of them and go conquer somebody else, conquer an opponent. So let's start with that. Before we do that, we need to build up our city a little bit. So first, we're going to start with a scout to go out and find. You'll find little boosts around, little tribal villages the scout can grab. So we'll start with our scout. We have our warrior here who can go out and explore. So let's go see what's out here. Okay, now it's turn 12, 3120 BC. So we've progressed a little bit. We have 2 cities. And I just noticed this. Look, we have a border. We have an opponent right here. So let's move our scout to this hill and we'll meet them. Okay, there's Pachacuti. So he's going to be one of our opponents for this game. I think this will be the guy that we attack with our legions. We can choose to be nice, or we can just turn away. Let's be nice, because I think he'll show us some of his city. So we'll sample his hospitality. There we go. So here's his city. And I think that's where we're going to be attacking. Okay, it's now turn 30. I've progressed through some of the techs on the tech tree and some of the civics. And now I have a bunch of warriors. I have a big army here. And I'm going to upgrade some of these warriors to legions. So let's watch that. Get a couple arrow points there. So there's one. Let's get a couple more. There's 3 legions. So we're going to use them and go attack him. And then we also have been working on a wonder here, which is a unique building that gives you special bonuses, and only one of them can be built in the whole world. So it's basically whoever gets it first. We just entered a new era. We have a golden age, and we built Oracle, which is a wonder. Look at that. Okay, so now we're at turn 35. We have our legions lined up, ready to attack, and we're going to declare a surprise war on Pachacudi. He's mad. Okay, and let's knock the units out. Our legions are just too strong. And that was partly because we rushed them. We went straight to that tech. Nobody else had any chance to get there yet. And we bypassed other things. We decided that other things were less important than our legions. We can actually conquer the city right here. There we go. Now it's our city. We can choose to keep it or, well, it's the capital, so we have to keep that. And if we do that to the other players in the game, then we win. And I should say this is the lowest difficulty level, so it's much, much harder on higher difficulties.